हाय हेलो सत श्री अकाल यू ऑल आर वाचिंग पंजाब केसरी नवोदय टाइम्स। मैं हूं आपके साथ नमिता सचदेव एंड वी हैव विद अस राइट नाउ वेरी गॉर्जियस एंड टैलेंटेड एक्ट्रेस ऑफ द इंडियन फिल्म इंडस्ट्री हु हैज रिप्रेजेंटेड अस वेरियस टाइम्स एट इंटरनेशनल लेवल आल्सो। अभी रिसेंटली आप उनको देखेंगे मुंबई डायरीज 2611 में बहुत ही खूबसूरत किरदार में। तो आइए उस किरदार के बारे में थोड़ा बहुत और उनसे जान लेते हैं। तो वेलकम टीना टू पंजाब केसरी नवोदय टाइम्स। कैसी हैं आप?
What a fantastic introduction. Thank you so much, Namita. Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure to have you here. So first of all, I want to ask, how did Mumbai Diaries happen to Tina?
I have a wonderful agency called Bling who set
Huh.
up a meeting with Nikhil when he was making the show, and they already told me about 2611. So I was already very intrigued and
Hmm.
wanted to know what my character would be. And when I read the script, because Nikhil gave me the script and he was like, choose which character you want, and
Hmm.
I could not believe the script. The writing was so tight, it was so perfect. I was really
Hmm.
thrilled. And plus there was a character which I ended up playing, Ananya Ghosh, who's so strong and courageous and selfless. That it's all these are attributes that I respect personally, and so I was really happy to play a character like that. And so just worked out based on a meeting and a script reading.
So I believe these all are the like attributes or traits that Tina also has in real life also.
Well, there are times when I absolutely crumble, but I have an amazing family who just yells at me with
Hmm.
this, "Stop whining, stand up
Hmm.
and face it." So those are values within my family, where we just
Hmm.
like to, whatever the problem is, you just stand up and you face it. And and then beyond that, I believe in fate a lot. So I know that I firmly believe that everything will work out. But yeah, these are qualities that I admire. Strength and um, uh, would just strength. I would just leave it at that. Yeah.
I would like to ask, like what comes to your mind? What is the first thing that when you think of the frontline workers of the healthcare industry, or even the Indian Army, or these all frontline workers who always helped us or are
Yeah.
helping us in the time of crisis?
Yeah. But I think there's just a strong sense of
Hmm.
selflessness and
Hmm.
dedication and devotion and
Hmm.
service. Like I read somewhere, if I have to bring it back to my character, who's also someone in the service industry, and I don't
Hmm.
mean the forces in this case, when I was referring to that as service.
Hmm.
There's this thing of Ati Devo Bhava, where it's
Hmm.
you just look after the people around you first. That's your first duty in life, to serve
Definitely.
other people. And that's such an incredible mindset, because all of us, I feel,
Hmm.
especially the millennials, I can't generalize, but I see so many people around me, where we're so where we put ourselves first, and that seems a very natural human trait. So when I do come across people who don't put
Hmm.
themselves first, I find that very fascinating because um, I mean, you're looking out for strangers, which is such an incredible uh, asset to have, such a mindset to have. So I have great respect for it. I don't fully understand it. They have a massive sense of empathy, feeling of empathy, and I just have great admiration for that personality type.
Of course, yes, we all have due respect for the frontline workers who like irrespective of anything perform their duty in the time of emergency or crisis in the country
Yeah,
overall. If I talk about like,
absolutely.
did you do your character just like a character, or did you recall about Mumbai 2008 attacks also? Because it actually gives us goosebumps. This is a fictional series, but people will somehow connect it to 2008 terrorist attack.
Yes, even though it was 2008, which is what, 13 years ago,
Hmm.
it doesn't
Hmm.
feel so long ago. So to me, it's
Hmm.
still very, like, it just feels like maybe it happened like 5 years ago. So it's still very fresh for me.
Hmm.
I wasn't in the city, so I don't have any direct sort of relationship with it other than what I
Hmm.
saw on the news, which was horrific, which was scary
Hmm.
enough on its own. My sister was in the city, but
Hmm.
she was also, we told her to like kind of like not move, to stay where she was because we didn't know there were attacks happening indoors, there were attacks happening outdoors. So we didn't know
Hmm.
what to do. What advice do you give, and how do you look after someone when you're not even in the same city? So it was very
Hmm.
the fear of the unknown was too much. But how did I prepare for it? Was your main question?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, so I think I based it most on, say, interviews that I watched of people who were directly a part of the story, who were there, who experienced it personally. I read books about it, where
Okay.
there was a lot of detailing, be it from the
Mhm.
government side, be it from the hotel side, be it from the hospital, be it from the guests, be it from foreigners. There was a lot of detailing that went into it. So, I didn't have personal experience outside of the news channels, but I had access to a lot of information.
Hmm. Definitely. But like if I ask about the ensemble cast, Konkona is there and you are working with Mohit, I think, for the very first time. So how about
Yes.
working with these actors?
My character is removed from all of this. So all of these,
Hmm.
the story is mainly about Bombay Hospital. So
Hmm.
everyone's at the hospital. My story is the only story you leave the hospital for, So I'm at the hotel, the Palace Hotel.
Yeah, I know that.
And yeah, and so I didn't get to interact with them. I met them at the table read, and that was fun.
Hmm.
But I haven't worked with anyone, so I'm looking forward to that experience of when I do actually get to see them in process. I had a couple scenes with Mohit,
Hmm.
and I touch wood, we hit it off really well. We've actually become friends now, and I enjoy him because he's really funny. He's really funny. He can, he's very, he can also be very self-deprecatory, which is hilarious.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I got along with them, but I haven't really worked with them substantially to be able to give you any story. I had a standalone story, which I actually quite enjoyed because I liked
Hmm.
being the hero of my story.
Very nice. And you have said it very beautifully that you like being the hero of your story. What kind
Yeah.
of responsibility you felt like while you were preparing for your character or while you were doing your performance? Was there any kind of pressure or sense of added responsibility to it? Because it is based on real incidents, though it is not.
Yes. Well, initially I did feel a little bit of fear because I was like, oh my God, because the thing is, what happens when you're basing it on real life is there's no margin for
Hmm.
error.
Hmm.
But right from my first meeting, Nikhil armed me with so much information that I went in very well prepared. And I work from a
Hmm.
place of confidence. I don't work from a place of fear. So a lot of people, a lot of actors you might have heard say that that they feel very fearful on the day because that motivates them to perform well. I need to perform from a place of confidence. So I need to be
Hmm.
as well prepared as possible so that I do justice. And I had lots of information. Like I had information pouring in, very well prepared. So of course, help my character because my character is very strong. She's able to on the spot deal with the challenges from an angle. And so that's sort of she's still doing it with the amount of courage and hope. She's not doing it from of weakness, which I enjoyed a lot. And so my prep and the character kind of had a sync.
So, how much excitement is there when it comes to like edge of the seat thriller like this, which would be happening on 9th December?
Nikhil was very good at creating an environment that felt very real. So
Hmm.
I leave a lot to the day, when you actually go onto set and
Hmm.
then you take in the environment around you, you take in the energy that's been created for you. And Nikhil's created a really great energy. So a lot of it I
Hmm.
was able to pick up on the spot, the sort of the bombs that go off, the firing that goes off, the terrorists who are next to you, the environment
Hmm.
is so good that you kind of just absorb that, and a lot of it is reactionary, because a lot of these things you can't prepare, so you just absorb that energy on the spot and then you just play with that and you see what comes out. And I had great fun
Hmm.
because every scene was created so perfectly that it made my job easier, to just use that and amplify it.
Very nice and beautiful. Well, if I see your journey, you started in 2011 and now it's 2021, almost like 11 years completed. But then, are you happy with the kind of roles that you have got or you have done so far in Bollywood?
I've always tried to do something where I'm contributing to the plot significantly, and I'm not just a pointless character. So like in Table 21, I am this, screwed up person who thought ragging was great fun and then who has to pay the price for it. There was this much smaller art house film that I did called Sahi Dhande Galat Bande, where I had to kidnap the chief minister's son. I had, Sharafat, where I had to play the voice, this naggy voice of conscience. Now I have Bombay Diaries, where I play this very strong, assertive, courageous person. So it's a good mix. I don't know. I don't think anyone can base it on, how the project will end up being received. But so long as I have a character who does something that's significantly contributing and someone who's necessary, I'm good.
If I may ask you, like, is there any kind of fear or insecurity as an actor when you're working?
When I'm
like
working,
with respect to work, yeah. Is there any kind of insecurity as an actor or a fear?
I think I'm a little bit so reliant on my good fate that I just believe everything's going to be good. I did this movie called The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, which says that there are two really great lines in that. One is that everything will work out in the end, and if it's not all right, it's not yet the end. So I really believe that. I really believe that everything is just going to be great. And there's this other line that there's no better present than, there's no gift like the time. No shit. There's no better gift than time, something like that. So I kind of like just enjoy what I've been given in the moment, which so far has been pretty great. And beyond, and I just believe that this will continue because I believe only good things will happen. So I'm slightly delusional like that, and so far it's been good, so I'm okay.
So you are a very positive personality, I believe.
Yeah,
so how about, like, if I ask you
about the positivity, but it works for my personality.
Definitely, yes. Everyone should get inspired from what kind of thoughts you have about life and about work. Like, what is that feeling when you represent your country at international level? You have done like Hollywood series.
Oh, it's really great, especially because there's so much trust that they have in you. When you tell them something about your culture, they really trust you, and it's really great to have to do that, especially because right now the representation is so accurate. No one wants to typecast, no one wants to insult anyone, no one wants to give a disrespectful representation to any culture. So it's really nice to have that pragmatic approach. And because I feel like, I'm part of modern India, it's nice to have to take that on the international scale and, give your inputs there, which are also respected and accepted. It's a great space to be in right now. I think the creative world is in a very happy state. Touch wood.
Absolutely. So Tina has imagined or portrayed any image of a character that she wants to portray on screen or play on screen?
I would like to do a more goofy version. Like I can be very goofy and childlike in my real life. I would like to have the opportunity to do that sometimes. I don't know when it'll come, but I know it will. And it'll be nice to, completely ham it up and be your quirky, wacky self.
Except for acting or except for like work in Bollywood and Hollywood, what else Tina loves to do in her free time?
During the pandemic, when I realized in March or April itself that this is not something that's going to go away in 1 or 2 weeks, and it's possibly going to stay for a while because the doctors were already saying it's something that will be front and center till 2022. I was like, okay, my life has to be more about work, because until then it was only about work. So I developed a bunch of hobbies, like be it juggling or beatboxing, or I just learned how to do the moonwalk. And Instagram is all about shuffle dancing, and I found that so pretty. I was like, I will learn how to shuffle dance. So I've learned that. I've been learning Spanish. I've been there's just so many. I've started trading in the stock market more actively. So I have such a packed day and week that I actually don't have time to chill. Like I feel guilty if I'm chilling, because and I enjoy all of these things. It's all so much fun. So yeah, I've realized that there's a lot more to life than just my work, and these hobbies are great.
So Tina always loves to be.
But I enjoy it.
Tina loves always to be productive or doing something every time.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Acha, Tina, when I close my eyes, I like find your face like a very international personality. You have so much international looks in you when I see your photos also on Instagram and all. So,
Thank
what
you.
if a superwoman's character is being offered to you?
Oh, I can't wait to do that. I am waiting to do that. It'll be so much fun. That's what I was saying. I think like being playing a fantasy-based character is like so much fun because there are no rules. It's entirely up to your imagination and what you want to create. So yeah, I'm waiting. I want to do it. I'm like, come on, representation, bring India in.
Very nice. And is there any wish list? If I talk of Bollywood's work, which kind of work you want to do, which actors you want to work with, or like which all other directors you want to work with?
I've only done, I think, 4 or 5 projects in India. I'm very happy to have worked with
Huh.
Nikhil. I always wanted to work with him after watching D-Day because I loved how gritty it was, how hard hitting it was. That's not common, in my opinion, that's not common. And so when I got Mumbai Diaries, I was really pleased because I knew I was in safe hands. So I'm happy to do this. I've only done about 4 or 5 projects in India. So I have like all of the filmmakers and actors left to still work with. So I look forward to all of that.
Tina, with your choices of films, I somehow find that you are really choosy about your scripts or projects. Is it so?
I think so. Yeah, I do. I because I don't ever want to look back and regret anything. Because success and failure can never be predicted, right? So God forbid something goes wrong. I don't want to look back and think, oh, I should not have done that. I don't ever want to regret anything. So I always try and like work. I like be forward thinking and only choose a project that even if it's the biggest disaster, like my very first film, I'm still able to stand by it and respect the fact that I did it because it's also a significant chunk of my life and my time that I'm giving to a project. So I want to be able to enjoy it, respect it, and stand by it no matter what. So yeah, I am a little fussy. That's actually looked at offensively with this industry, with any industry, because how can but I mean, that's just how I choose to do it.
Keep up the spirit, Tina.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for talking to us on Punjab Keshri Navodaya Times. All the very, very best to you for Mumbai Diaries 2016.
Thank you so much. I love your energy. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you. It's my pleasure having you. Thank you so much.